Each and every Saturday at 91.1 The Boss.
Could your business use more customers? Could your business use more online traffic? Sponsor with 91.1 The Boss radio station and let our multimedia radio station promote your business. Contact us today at 713-370-5051.
Hey listeners, be sure if you've tuned in to KNLY 91.1 FM The Boss Radio, not to miss out on the Daily Buzz Radio Show. You can listen and watch us live Monday through Friday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Talking with local businesses in the area, special events occurring locally, and the newest and hottest topics around town.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome to WPL, Woodlands Prime Lending Show. My name's Sidney Young. I am your host. Man, it is Friday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in the greater Houston area. I've been hit all day long with people saying, I can't wait till 5 o'clock, the weekend starts. I'm thinking, I go on air at 4, so, hey. But, hey, y'all have a great weekend. It's going to be nice weather in the greater Houston area. Lots of things going on. I know one thing. Y'all get a hold of Trace and Barrow here at the radio station. He got tons of events if you want to attend them. He'll tell you all about them. The Woodlands Prime Lending Show. Go to woodlandsprimelending.com. Fill out the loan app. Man, you need money? We got it. They're not going to just give it to you. You got to go through the loan app process to get you a purchase, but hey, that's what it's all about. Woodlands Prime Lending. Now, we do things a little bit differently. The Woodlands Prime Lending Show is about real estate, it's about money, it's about all the above. But every now and then, I want to keep the show interesting. I don't have just a whole monotone show about money. I want to throw in different things, kind of throw the audience off a little bit. Today, we got a really cool guy. I've known this guy for a long time, Ernesto Verdugo.
Hello.
Ernesto would speak internationally.
Right.
Ernesto, man, Ernesto does things really, really differently. I've seen you in front of like thousands of people in Dubai.
That is correct.
Dubai, man.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I'm a Texas guy. I've been in Houston and, the cowboy hat, ride a horse to work, tied up out front kind of guy. When I hear Dubai, I think two things. I think of the well-dressed men with the Rolls Royces living in. I think money. Is that describe Dubai?
Absolutely. Well, Dubai, in fact, is actually very similar to Houston. I think. And that's what I've been telling to Pete Garcia from the U.S.-Mexico Chamber of Commerce. It will be a great idea to actually make Dubai and Houston sister cities because they are so incredibly similar. Houston is the most international city in the United States, and Dubai is the most international city in the world. In Dubai, there's close to 210 nationalities living there, and I think here in Houston, I'm sure that there's above 150 nationalities. And there's oil there, there's oil here. There's money there. There's money here.
There's tons of money in Dubai. I have yet to see a poor Dubai person. I don't see anybody in Dubai with a Lone Star card.
Well, you have two kinds. That's what is very nice. If you go to Dubai, you're going to find also the inexpensive Dubai, which is great. The typical Dubai. And you can live there in a budget. But if you want to go to the most expensive places, you're going to also have it there. It is an easy way to describe it. It's a very Disney-esque place. It was crafted like they created Disneyland. So a lot of it's fake, if you want to put it into that context. But it's just incredible. I mean, they have absolutely everything, and it's a very interesting place.
Now, Ernesto, you have a company. speak internationally.
That's
now, we
correct.
talked prior to this. Now, speak internationally, we're going to talk more about this. Basically, Ernesto's going to teach you how to get up in front of thousands of people, get up in front of 10 people, and speak with confidence. Very similar to what we're doing today. But you brought up a fact here prior to going on air. Tell the audience what number worldwide traveler you are.
I'm the 247th most traveled person in the world. I've been to 121 countries.
121 countries.
That's correct. That's a fun fact.
I was going, wow, so your frequent flyer miles are up there, huh?
Well, I used to take care of the entire training department from KLM Royal Dutch Airlines.
Really?
So I didn't accrue any miles, unfortunately. If I would have, I would definitely be platinum miler in almost every airline, but because I was traveling as an employee, I didn't accrue miles.
Your miles were donated.
That's correct.
Ernesto, let's talk about something. You travel the world. You're up with all the big dogs. Dave Crane, who has millions of followers, all the motivational speakers. Matter of fact, was it a month or 2 months ago? Y'all just finished up that event in Dubai.
Correct.
Was that about 2 months ago?
A little bit less than a month. 2 months ago.
But you were up there on stage, thousands of people in the audience, like a rock star almost looking, because that stage was just like you would see at Toyota Center, if not larger.
Well, not that much, but yeah, large.
It was large, and I see you up there, and you're so confident, and you're putting a message out, and the crowd's roaring. How do you go about the process of taking normal Joe who works for a company and teach him how to get up in front of his people and be like that?
Well, there's a very, you actually just mentioned it, it's the message. They say that most people are even more afraid of public speaking than of dying, which I think is just weird. But anyway, the most important thing, anybody which is confident, anybody that has a message should never get afraid.
Yeah.
Whenever you are convinced, and absolutely, your conviction comes across. Whenever you're convinced about what you're saying, you can just talk for as long as you can, for as long as you want, and that's the problem. Most of the speaking schools, for example, I don't really have a speaking school, but basically what I do is I help the speakers get on different stages, and some experts, some people that have books, some people that are pretty famous in coaching or whatever they're doing, they come to me, and whenever I said to them, well, what's your message? They have no clue, because what happens, and this is exactly what I say. See, for example, let's take. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh yeah, he's got.
Well,
he can't put him on the radio. He cusses too much.
Yeah, exactly. He curses too much. But anyway, what happens is that he's on message 99% of the time. You look at his social media, you look at his memes, you look at every single thing he does, every 30-second video, every picture that he puts there, or if he has an interview, he has a training, all the time he's on message. And that is incredible. That's basically how it should be done. Some people basically, you're going to be doing a presentation, and what they do, they start working on a PowerPoint presentation. And this PowerPoint presentation, they are just basically sharing their knowledge, but not necessarily means that they have a conviction about what they're going to be saying.
I see.
So if you want to take a speaker from not having spoken any time in their life, which I do very often, because, for example, I have a number of CEOs, a number of, people that are in possible thinking of retirement. They are thinking, well, my next step might be to be chairman of the board somewhere, or to join a board somewhere. I'm going to need speaking skills. If you don't have speaking skills, your life gets...
it's almost so. I've been to networking meetings where there's 100+ people, and they have a stage area, and they bring up so and so, the CEO of something, and you're expecting that guy who runs his Fortune 5,000 company to get up there and just knock the ball out of the park. And I've been extremely disappointed sometimes. I go, he didn't come across with leadership skills.
Yeah, because they are not convinced about their message, and that conviction comes across. That conviction comes across, and that's on every speaker, on every stage. Politicians, no matter who you think about, if the conviction is there and you know that you're actually talking out of a message, then you know perfectly that you're going to be, have an impact. In fact, for example, I always ask my speakers before they come, well, what's your message? And then they start like, well, they have no clue what to say. And I mean, and these guys have books and have all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And they really cannot distill. That will be the word, distill. Like if it will be, distillery, like a spirit. How can you actually take a huge message and make it 5 words, or make it 30 seconds, or make it 10 minutes, or make it 8 days?
So is your pitch your message?
Well, no, that's a completely different thing, because that's what most people get confused. I mean, if you're going to go and pitch, the moment that you get into in pitch mode, you switch off 70 to 80% of the audience. Absolutely. So you should never go and pitch. Here the story is, if you have the right message, people should want to say, I want to do business with him. Not because he's selling to me, but because I believe in what he's saying.
Now I got to ask you a question, because I'm a sales guy. Okay, I used to do corporate sales training, teach people to do the pitch, everything. How does a person go about gaining the audience confidence where his pitch becomes a message versus a pitch?
Storytelling. That's the whole point. For example, I mean, let me just and these I'm gonna share with you my message, and my message could be 6 words, could be 8 days of training. My message is aim for impact, not for applause. Aim for impact, not for applause. Just look at every single thing that I do. Most of the speakers, what they do is they try to get the applause. They want to have that conviction from other people. Oh my goodness, he was a good speaker. I don't care about the applause. I cannot live out of applause. I'm not going to get paid with applause. If I have impact, people are going to come to me and they're going to want to do business with me.
So when you do an impact, it's you satisfy a need somehow, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to trigger something. Oh my goodness, I really want to connect with this person. I would really like to know what this person's doing. I would like this person to help me with my business. I would like this person to run my company. I would like to buy this whatever this person's selling. That's when it really comes very strong across. I mean, when you're really aiming for impact and you know exactly what you need to say, you know exactly how people are going to be reacting. And the most important thing is most people do their presentations and do every single thing that they want to do from the point of view of me saying something. And in reality, what it should be is how I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Can you see the difference on that?
Right.
If I am going to be preparing a presentation, I'm going to do the presentation from the point of view of the audience, not the point of view of myself. I'm not going to be sharing.
Not going to self-glorify yourself.
Correct.
You know, there's a lot of self-glorifiers out there.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? And they make $1 million+ self-glorifying.
Yeah, but once again,
I love Grant Cardone as much as everyone else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But here's one. What I was mentioning a little bit earlier. You need to have 2 different strategies whenever you're actually trying to sell yourself as an expert. One, B2C, which is business to consumer. When you are selling a program, when you're selling a coaching program, when you're selling a book, something like that. Yeah, that's fine, because of course you have to talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Yet you still have to have the right message, because if you don't have the right message, it's just not going to come across. I mean, we were talking about Les Brown, for example. Les Brown has a great message. Hungry. You have to be hungry. You have to remain hungry. It's 3 or 4 words, but just by saying that, I want to remain hungry. I don't want to miss out. But some people tell you, well, I'm going to be teaching you leadership. I mean, that just falls flat. But if I tell you, you have to remain hungry, just compare. You're going to talk leadership, and you're going to say, I'm going to be hungry. That's a completely
Let me ask you a
story.
question, because you just touched. I understand you're hungry, but if you feed them the entire meal, they're not hungry anymore.
Correct.
What's an average speech time?
Well, if you do a keynote, it could go from 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Sometimes you have 30 minutes. But that is more or less what they give you but sometimes, 1 hour, 2 hours. You should be prepared to speak all the way to 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Yeah, 90 minutes. That would be a long one, but you should be prepared. I mean, I don't have any problems. I mean, you just release me on a stage, and I can talk for weeks, and I have a message, and I know exactly what I'm.
Your poor wife.
Yeah, well, I'm not like this all time, but
I love this. Ernesto Verdugo, Speak Internationally. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Ernesto about how you can get trained to do what he's talking about. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
This is E.L. Crane of Real Estate U here each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 91.1 FM The Boss. Remember, that's Real Estate U. Insightful, informative, and a little humor tossed in. Real Estate U, listening live, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Each and every Saturday at 91.1 The Boss.
Could your business use more customers? Could your business use more online traffic? Sponsor with 91.1 The Boss radio station and let our multimedia radio station promote your business. Contact us today at 713-370-5051.
Hey listeners, be sure if you've tuned in to KNLY 91.1 FM The Boss Radio, not to miss out on the Daily Buzz Radio Show. You can listen and watch us live Monday through Friday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Talking with local businesses in the area, special events occurring locally, and the newest and hottest topics around town.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. Follow us at KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to the WPL Woodlands Prime Living Show. My name's Sidney Young, your host. Today's guest, Ernesto Verdugo. Speak internationally.
I like the way you say
Verdugo. Ernesto, man, you teach people how to get up in front of hundreds, thousands, or even it might even be a room of 10. But you teach them how to get up there, speak confidently, deliver an important message, and basically use those skills for the rest of your life. You heard the saying, don't give a man a fish. Teach them how to fish so you can catch fish every day and eat.
Correct.
Same thing. Now, if I'm a business guy, okay, and I want to learn how to get up in front of people and do this, what's the first step?
Well, what most people do is they say, I would like to go to a speaking class. So what they would say, well, you have to join Toastmasters, or you have to go to speak in the chambers of commerce and whatever. I have seen some speakers speaking in chambers of commerce that, my goodness, I mean, it's really, they can get you to sleep right away. So obviously that's not the way to do it. Basically, the way to do it is, first of all, to try to understand what's going to be the message. Messaging is the most important thing that you need to help people clarify. When people come to you, it doesn't matter if they have never spoken. Everybody has a message. Everybody has a message. But what's the message that you want to convey? The moment that you find your message, then you can start building up your presentation, or what is called your signature talk. Your signature talk is absolutely critical, because you don't want to be creating content all the time. If you have a signature talk, you have a talk that you do all the time, and you simply adapt it to whatever audience you're going to be talking to. So that's basically the process. You first of all help them clarify the message. Then afterwards you get them to understand specifically how to craft a signature talk. As soon as people have a clear idea of what they're going to be saying, all they need to do is basically get themselves on stages, which is actually the next part. So, for example, if you want to get paid stages, which is right. So, see, for example, most people talk about, well, are you on the speaker circuit? And I always say, well, there's not one speaker circuit. There's many speaker circuit. I mean, you could be in a speaker circuit and speak for free.
Yeah.
But you could be in a speaker circuit and get paid $500,000, like President Clinton does, or like
a talent fee.
Tons of people which are actually getting that kind of fees.
I tried to charge a talent fee. They laughed. So anyway, I said, "No, I'm serious." They said, "Yeah." They laughed even harder. But
yes, so that's actually the biggest question. How do you get yourself to paid speaking gigs?
Yeah.
And in order for you to get to paid speaking gigs, what you need to do is you have to use the art of persuasion. Not persuasion, persuasion.
Persuasion.
This is an interesting concept. It's
class in session.
It's a book that is written by Robert Cialdini. It's called Persuasion.
Yeah.
And they talk about you, for example, if I'm going to arrive to the office of somebody, I want to make sure that before I arrive to that office, that person knows everything about me. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to accomplish that? Well, you have to create something that is called a speaker show reel. A speaker show reel is created with a 2.5 minute reel, which is created with script writing using what is called a hero story, which is the exact same formula that it's used on Hollywood to create all those Hollywood blockbusters like The Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Star Wars.
Just like a video.
Exactly, it's a video. It's a 2.5 minute video. I have a couple of
Is it
examples
like
that I can
sent in
show
your
you.
signature portion email, or how's that sent?
Well, you have that thing. Most people, what they do is they create what is called a speaker demo reel. And then all they do is show clips of them on stage.
Oh, okay.
But then 99.9% of the percent of the speakers, they have exactly that. And then, of course, I mean, nobody's going to care. But if you have a little show reel in 2.5 minutes, which is actually telling a story, you know what? This is the problem, and you have this problem. You are the hero. I am the mentor. I am Yoda. You're Luke Skywalker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you so that you can actually conquer the Force or the Dark Force or the Dark World, whatever it is. And that's what I do. So you send it to them. They watch this video. And the moment that you arrive there, they are dying to meet you.
I love that marketing idea.
You know, that's how it works.
Man, you talk about taking some value away from today's show. What you just said is extremely valuable. It's different. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
That is huge, especially if I'm headed to ABC Company to do a deal and I got an appointment. Well, I had to do email communication or some form of communication, and I can send them a video. Before I even arrive, they knew who I am, what I'm about, and what it's... Man, that's huge.
Correct. Today, in fact, I had an 8 o'clock appointment in the morning. So I had to go see this client. I sent my video. So I said, well, do you mind watching this video before I arrive? When I arrived, I asked, have you watched the video? Yeah, oh my goodness, it's great. And half the conversation was about how much he loved the video.
The video.
Do you think I have any issues having a sale there?
No.
It was just
anything,
a piece
you taught
of
him
cake.
something.
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
knows you're an expert.
Exactly.
And let me tell you one thing. If that person who's running a business is going to tell his sales manager, make sure everyone on that team does this. This is pretty cool.
And you know what was the amazing thing?
What's
I
that?
didn't talk about myself. I didn't brag about myself, how incredible I was, how fantastic I was. It was telling a story, putting him as the hero, and me positioning myself as the Yoda. I am the mentor. And you can be
the persuasion.
Persuasion, correct.
That is, man, if you ever learn anything, there you go, the persuasion. Now let's talk about the persuasion.
Okay.
The message.
The message.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, once again, the message is it's actually the hardest part. It is a little bit of a process where you have to take whoever is going to be the person that wants to deliver the message. You have to take them through a process. I mean, it's actually relatively easy. You have to start creating either a presentation or you have to do something and follow certain steps until suddenly out on downtime. And this is very funny. This is where you know that you have the message. When you are suddenly taking a shower, or you're driving, or you're having a walk, you're taking out your dogs for a for a walk in the morning, and suddenly, back, that message goes into your head. That's why it's called like you have to ferment the message. So you give the triggers, you start filling up the questionnaire, and you start creating something, and then suddenly you let go. And then let your brain work.
You know what? Mine usually happens about
out.
2 or 3 in the morning, and I start sending emails to Carlos, and I know it's waking him up. And he's oh, not again.
Yeah, well, that's exactly how it works. I mean, you have to ferment the message.
Yeah.
It's. I always like to use the brewery as a perfect example.
Yeah.
I mean, you come up here with the wheat, and you come on here with the hops and whatever it's called, the water, and you put it there. You have all the elements there. And then they get into the fermentation process. And before that, it's just only hops, and it's only wheat, and it's only water.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you have all the elements, and then you get into the fermentation process, let your brain work so that your message comes through. Now, is it going to come through the next day? Possibly not. It's going to take a week, possibly. But it doesn't matter. The moment that message hits you, it hits you. Talking about the message, I mean, we were talking about Dave Crane. Dave Crane, we started doing all this process, and he's coming up with a great training. And he was struggling in trying to actually get his message across. And so he says, you know what? I suddenly got my message, which is jump and grow wings on the way down. And that metaphor
I love that.
Actually
Jump
just
and grow
gets
wings
it.
on the way down.
It's awesome.
That's been.
It's awesome.
I love that. That is incredible. Let's talk about something else, because you're able to coach people to get somewhere they need to be in business.
Correct.
Now you have an event coming up in August or towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So you actually are at a perfect time, and one of the reasons why we're having on the show is all the corporate people out there watching right now that would like to get on this venture. It's getting ready to start to take off. Explain what's coming up.
Absolutely. Well, we normally have 4 events per year. One is in Dubai, one is in Europe. This time is going to be in September in Valencia, Spain. Then we have another one which is here coming up in August, which is
here in Houston or the Woodlands?
In the Woodlands.
Woodlands,
in the
okay.
Woodlands, yeah. And actually, we're going to be partnered with 91.1
that's
The
correct.
Boss.
91.1 FM, The Boss.
That's correct. And then we have another one that is called Speak in America. And the 3 of the programs are created through optics. All we do is create optics. I mean, if you are in the movie business, everything is about special effects and optics.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, good part of everything which is done on cinema is through blue screen or green screen. And everything is just created and the animation is just created. But when you're sitting there on the cinema watching the movie, you are not questioning if that monster actually existed or not.
Right.
Because that is just basically translating to your brain. Well, I mean, you know that it's an illusion, but you don't question it. Now, why not use the same technology in business? You don't need to go and say...
Goose.
Yeah, you don't need to go and say, well, I am such and such, and I am just the best thing after sliced bread.
Yeah.
If you have... For example, recently we had our previous participants speaking in Minute Maid Park.
Yeah.
We had a small audience of about 30, 40 people, but we made them look like if they had the whole stadium in front of them through optics.
Really?
So that's incredibly powerful. And of course, I mean, you are creating all those videos that I'm talking about, and you create them like this, and you create those videos always using optics. In Dubai, we go there, and Dubai is a fantastic place for optics. Because of course, I mean, we have gladiator arenas.
I saw that.
Yeah, we have gladiator arenas, and we have the most spectacular places in the world. And through the use of optics, we can create some show reels that are magical. And that, of course, you don't have to imagine that nobody has ever seen you. You send your reel; they do not know that it's optics. They do not know
that the grandiosity of it, meaning that look how grand it looks like. If you're the expert, you better be grand. Yep. If you want to ask for a grand, you better be a grand. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And so I like that. If you could put me in Vegas with an audience of 50,000 people roaring my name, I'd be very happy. But you probably can't do that. Carlos looked at me like, what? Ernesto, let's talk about something. How do people get a hold of you?
Well, I have all my events, all the things that we do are per invitation only. Every single person is screened because I want to make sure that everybody that comes is from high quality, that we're not going to get any jerks messing around, and more importantly, because I want to make sure that every single person could be helped.
Sure.
So I don't have any websites where I advertise. I don't have anything that I can say, well, go and look this openly.
Obviously, meet you in the alley behind the theater, or
no. I have them, but they are actually second step. That was my second step.
All right.
But the best way to get hold of me, go to Ernesto.today. Ernesto.today, so you can go to
Ernesto.today, Today.com.
Ernesto.today. And you're going to find all my contacts there. I mean, the best is you can contact me with Facebook Messenger, you can contact me with WhatsApp.
Okay.
My telephone number is there. Give me a ring. I will answer the phone. I believe in personal service. It's not going to be somebody else. If you are interested in this, I am going to be there for you. Listen.
Ernesto Verdugo, speak internationally. Hey, we're going to have you back on here soon as this event comes up. Woodlands Prime Lending Show. Guess what? Monday catches at 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, starting next week. Woodlands Prime Lending Show. Have a great weekend. Be safe. We hope to see you back. Hope to see you back 3 p.m. Monday afternoon. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye, everyone.